up everybody, welcome back. Today I've got a couple of LED pods that were sent to me from DiGo Lighting. They reached out, wanted a review, and I was happy to do it. The thing that kind of stuck out to me was, along with the 6 LEDs that they have for the off-road lighting, there's also a ring of color changing LEDs around them, if that's what you want. I looked up a couple other videos and I didn't see a whole lot that talks about the functionality of the light when it was actually dark, like off-road. So that's going to be one of the things that I'm going to be looking at. They also said that these are IP67 rated, meaning that they're waterproof up to 3 feet for 30 minutes. And so I'm going to dunk these in some water and see how they perform. Let's get started. This is everything that comes in the box when you order these off of Amazon. I will throw a link in the video description down below just in case you do want them. You have the pods, some of the mounting hardware there. This one's got the mounting hardware up. I do like the mounting system, how it goes in the side right there. A little bit cleaner in my opinion. And then you have the wiring harness, a little push button that turns it on. This box right here controls the color changing LEDs. And then you have the remote that lets you adjust the different settings for the LEDs. With everything all connected, you have basically the 2 lights, plenty of slack to run the wiring wherever you want to go. Then it runs back to the box right here, just screws in with these connectors. You have the LED control box, positive and negative for your battery terminals, and then you have plenty of slack for this to run into the cab to the button that would let you turn it on from inside the cab. Obviously, the place you install these is going to be based on a few different factors, one being the vehicle you drive, 2 being personal preference. This video is just a review on the lights themselves. If you want to see basic wiring as well as mounting locations on a 2009 Tacoma, you can check that out right here. Alright, with the lights wired up, you can turn on the LEDs. That's the LED ring. You can have the LED lights come on. Those will flip on. And then there's a bunch of different patterns that you can do for the color changing LEDs. So obviously there's different color schemes, different patterns, or you can just have it be a solid color. You get the idea. Alright, so I've got the lights mounted up here as well as here. It's the green color changing LEDs. Set those to a different mode. I prefer just a solid color. Turn those off. Flip on the regular LEDs. They look pretty bright. And then on the wall back here, they're focused pretty well, pretty circular. But I still want to take them outdoors when it's dark and see how they perform. One thing that I will say that I'm actually pretty impressed with on these lights is the fact that the remote will still work even though the box for the color changing LEDs is inside the hood. I didn't think it was going to work, but surprisingly it does. And not only does the remote work outside of the truck, but it works inside too. So as long as the switch is on, I can take the remote, hit on, the LED strip works, and hit on the LED lights. Those flip on. So it's pretty impressive that the RFID works through the truck. In my opinion, that's better just because I'm not going to want to get out and use the remote every single time I want to flip those lights on. So it's nice that I can control it from inside the cab. Okay, so it's finally dark. Let's see how these things are going to perform in an outdoor off-road setting. So just the headlights. That's just the headlights. High beams. The headlights off. The LED pods on. Headlights on. And then brights. Regular headlights. Pods on. So the LED pods give a little bit more brightness to kind of the area where my regular low beams are going to shine, but the high beams still kind of project a little bit further out. Okay, so from an off-road standpoint, the lights weren't too much brighter than just my normal headlights, and my brights seemed to go a little bit further than what the LED pods were doing. But at the same time, they're a lot brighter than I was expecting for some $60 LED pods from Amazon. But that being said, we've done the off-road test. I've looked at how they perform kind of from a performance standpoint at night. Now I'm curious about how waterproof they are. So I've got something set up, a bucket of water, a clock. I'm going to put the lights in for about 15 minutes and see if any water leaks in. So let me show you how it's going to work. So there's the LED pod, clock, we'll watch that for about 15 minutes. The bucket of water right there, and then I set up my iPhone on a camera bag just to do a time lapse. Okay, so here's how this is going to work. I'm going to take the remote, turn on the LED ring, turn on the LED lights, take this LED pod, we're going to drop it in the water, and we will start the time lapse. It's about 5 minutes in, the light is still on. So far so good. All right, 15 minutes is up. Let's stop the time lapse. I'm actually pretty excited to see it. The light is still on, but I'm curious to see if any water got in. It hasn't shorted out yet, and so I don't think any water is inside of the lens, but I guess we'll find out. Hand in. There's the light. Looks good. Let's shut it off and see if there's any water in it. Okay, so the pod's out of the water. If you look inside, there is no water. So the claim to them being IP67 waterproof is accurate, it looks like. Overall, the LED pods are not a bad way to go. They have all the different color changing options, so if you're looking for an LED pod to add some extra color accents to your car, or just a little bit of extra light that's not super expensive, these are a really good option. I'll make sure to throw a link down in the video description below for these LED pods. Thanks a ton for watching, and we'll see you around.